star company.
Dude, so boring when you say it.
Of course.
So boring.
Nate from the Joy Cops has arrived. And
Welcome back to Radio Xenu, Jiggy Jaguar. So,
back.
coast to coast where nobody's listening.
Well,
we're listening. We're listening.
We are
I'm not
listening.
listening.
Now,
What?
I am happy that Nate from the Joykoffs and his band of merry men are and woman are here today.
She's more of a man than you'll ever be.
Oh, you are right about that.
Bam!
And I'm sure if we can.
Where's Buffy? Where's Buffy?
Oh, we'll have to talk about that as well.
Oh shit!
21 minutes after the hour.
She painted your balls like Easter eggs.
Let's do this. Let's address the elephant in the room right now.
My dick.
Or the elephant not in the room right now. Not that I called her an elephant. I'm not calling her an elephant.
You shouldn't talk about your mom that way, dude.
That too.
It's really bad.
Now, on...
Just kidding, Miss. I love you, Miss Jiggy.
On April 1st, Buffy packed her stuff and left. That's it.
For any reason?
She had to go find herself.
I mean, she's fucking somebody else, dude. That's
So-
what happened with Sierra. Sierra's like, oh, I gotta go find myself. I haven't been with somebody. And I'm like, no, you just want to screw other guys. That's okay.
Well,
That's okay.
She did pop up with a 49-year-old guy on Facebook who everybody says either looks like Ernest from the Ernest Goes to Jail movies.
Yeah.
Oh, Jim Murray.
Or Snowman from Smokey and the Bandit.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
So it's been a fun 2 weeks.
So it's a step up.
It's been a fun 2 weeks.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm sorry to hear
However, on,
now you know what it's like, bitch.
However, on Friday, I don't know what the hell we thought we were doing Friday, but it ended up getting me a job.
Oh no! Oh, really? That worked out for you?
I had interviewed for a job with KGSO and KQAM Steckline Communications, which I knew this was not going to work out well.
Jews.
This was not going to work out well. I interviewed with them probably, I don't know, beginning of March, and then they said, well, you know, we're going to see what we can do about pay, and we'll call you, blah, blah, blah. So I waited. Finally got a hold of them. They're like, oh, we've chose somebody else. Sorry, we'd like to keep your application on file. All that crap that you hear.
Application on file.
All the time.
Shred.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So then,
as they're telling you that, yeah, we'll keep your application. What's that sound in the background? Nothing. Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Anyway, we'll never hear from you again. Goodbye.
Well, 2 weeks later, I wake up to a Facebook message from Jason Marks, the guy that's the program director, and he's like, "You need to call me ASAP." And I'm like, I'll do it later. So,
yeah, because you have so much going on. Waking up at the crack of noon to put on your fucking sweatpants. That's killer, bro. That's killer.
Oh my god!
Because you got to find the sweatpants.
That's right.
You know.
Then you gotta sniff them to make sure they're okay to
Yeah.
wear.
Safety sniff. Anyway.
Safety sniff.
So you,
that ought to be a band.
That is
Safety sniff.
Safety sniff.
That could be your new one-man project. There you go.
Yeah, we're okay.
Drumming.
Right.
So I get a call from the guy. Well, he wants me to call him. I'm like, I'll do it later. So I was talking to a couple people on the phone, and he calls me. I'm like, I'll call him back. So then.
You are an opportunist, my friend. You are all over that shit.
He was playing hard to get. That's exactly what it was.
Hey, if I was playing hard to get, she'd still be here. But
he was playing Don't Give a Shit.
So what happens is I finally, he calls me again, and I happen to not be busy, so I took the phone call. Of course.
From masturbating and playing video games. It's busy. You gotta schedule that thing.
I got a daily planner. I gotta write it in there.
Sleep.
Video game, Masturbate, check.
Video games,
Masturbate, video games.
sleep. So he's like, well, off the record, which is kind of funny since this is kind of on the record. He's like, you're the guy we wanted to hire, or I wanted to hire, but he goes, they went with the old experienced newsreader guy.
Of course, right.
And he resigned this morning.
Hey-o!
He's like, we'd like to offer you the job. And I said, well,
I don't like being anybody's bitch, so shove it.
I said, let me think about this. He's like, okay. And I said, can I call you in a couple days? And he's like, no, I got to know tomorrow. So I thought about it for like an hour
2
or so.
months.
And I thought,
masturbation sessions.
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah. So I masturbated on it. And
Well, Glenn Beck prays, I masturbate.
nice.
That's kind of the...
There you go, man.
So I go ahead and I call him. I said, yeah. I said, when do you want me down there? Well, could you sit in on Friday? And I said, okay, can I book guests? Because he tells me when he hires me.
Oh, no
He's
way.
like, you can book your own
Is
guests.
this what's happening?
Hold on. You can book your own guests. You can do whatever you want. It's your show.
Oh, man.
And I'm like,
Uh-oh.
oh, boy.
Yes.
Somebody just royally fucked up. When I got my first promotion, they were like, yeah, you get the branch now. And I hung up the phone and I just go, idiots.
So on Friday, I went ahead and they said they want local issues, local politics, local.
Oh, and I'm all of those things.
So I went ahead and I booked Israel to come in and talk about
No way!
the pot thing.
Shit is real.
I brought Jennifer Wynn in, who was going to be trying to be the mayor.
Nice.
And then I brought in Brandon Johnson from Rock the Boat to
Nice.
talk about the marijuana decriminalization.
Right.
And then I had my own photographer show up and document it because I didn't think
Because you're so fucking
we're
vain.
going to do one day, and I just want proof.
Yeah.
And so we go in there, and Jason Marks, who's the program director, he's like, well, our first 20 minutes is going to be, we're going to read news stories. You read one, I'll read one, we'll go back and forth. So I'm kind of standing there, and we're doing this thing, and I'm not really...
This just in, Jack and Jill went up the hill.
I'm not really liking
It seems that
this.
Jack has fell down.
We have a quick news update. He broke his crowd.
He's in critical condition.
He's critical. Why? Stella. Or Con, one of the two.
Either one is.
Whatever it is.
They look the same.
So, thank you. So they go ahead and we do this. Well, then they said, well, go ahead and preview your first guest, and then you take over. So he sat me down, and me and Israel interviewed Jennifer Wynn. Then we interviewed Brandon Johnson. We had Nick McEwen in there. He did 2 acoustic songs.
How
at the end
high
of the
was
show.
Israel?
Oh, Israel and him were both wearing shades, and they weren't doing any tributes to the Blues Brothers. They were both high as...
You can say shit.
Yeah, I know. I just like saying it like they do on TBS, where you just...
Yeah?
Okay.
Where they
Tired
overdub
of these
it?
monkey fried steaks.
It was like poop.
They over-
Yeah, it was the
It was like, oh.
That's awesome. Well, good for you. I'm glad.
So after it's over with,
Jennifer Wynn's like awkwardly looking at Israel.
It was terrible.
What the hell's up with these guys?
exactly. So we go ahead and do the show. Well, then after I go in and I talk to Jason. And I'm like, "What did you think?" And he goes, "Man, I haven't had 2 hours off in like the last 2 weeks. I didn't know what to do with myself."
Right.
Masturbate.
So I masturbated. Beat me to
And
it.
he tells me, "That's funny. Beat me to it."
Yeah.
But
I almost missed that one. Thanks, Jig.
thank
What
you. By the way, we're waiting on Caleb at some point. He supposedly is going to be in studio with us, and also Howard Burns or something. I think that's how he refers to himself on Facebook. I don't know. He's a rapper, but his name's Howard Burns. Maybe he's related to George. I
Whatever,
don't know.
Francis.
So
Just putting out
the
eat
program
candy.
director is fine with everything. He's
Nice.
like, he goes, the only problem I had was I freaked out when Israel said something about sometimes you just gotta smoke a joint. And he's like, but, I thought it was great. Well, then the sales manager comes down the hallway, and he's like, "Gentlemen, I'd like to see you in my office." So we go down the hallway, and I'm like, "Well, here we go."
One and done, man.
On the first day.
I kept telling everybody and their brother that it was only an experiment. It was a tryout, and if I get it, I get it. If I don't,
Yeah.
So then he pulls us in, and he sets us down, and Jason is nervous as shit. He just, oh my god.
See, you said shit there.
See? Yeah. I'm appeasing you.
Oh, thanks, because I'm more important than everybody else.
Exactly. So, as he says, come in and shut the door. And he goes, sit down, gentlemen. And I go, gentlemen, who walked in behind us?
Right.
And Jason is like, shut up.
Right.
Because he thinks we're all getting fired.
Right.
I don't know. And I sat down, and he goes, well, I heard the show today. And I said, oh. And he goes, that was the best 2 hours of radio I've heard in that time slot in many years.
Bow fresh.
What in the hell happened
Nice,
here?
dude.
And he goes, come back and do that exact same thing on Monday. I'm
Sweet.
like, really?
Jiggy
How are we
Squid
gonna get
Gang.
Jennifer Wynn back in here?
So then he tells me the sales department is fired up and they're willing to go out and sell things.
I thought he was going to say the
Fresh.
sales
Like,
department's
what?
fired.
And then he starts telling me that he put it on the TuneIn app, and he went into he had a couple sales meetings he had to go to, and apparently everybody in Wichita for those 2 hours was listening to that show. And then he starts telling me that they're going to
Everybody on AM.
they're going to put billboards up in Wichita with my face on it.
Oh, gross.
Do they not care about public safety at all?
This one.
That's one.
That's my girl. Yeah.
So
Jesus Christ.
Thank God I don't fucking drive.
God, I hope they don't put it.
Hey, honey, what do you want to get?
Oh, what the hell is that? Cars exploding.
So this is what the face of Wichita looks like. Boy, there's a lot of ugly people.
People would just make a U-turn when they're coming in town. Like, nope, done.
You ever heard the term
Like,
face
dude,
for radio?
congrats, man.
So then he tells me
your
that
face is huge as it
he
is.
makes some comment about Israel. He's like, so what's the deal with Israel? I said, well, he's gonna
really
do
fucking
this.
stoned.
So he's
Sorry,
going to
dude.
do this for a little bit, but I said, unless you can get him paid. And he goes, oh, don't worry about it. Our sales department's already working on it.
Fuck.
I'm like, what? You're going to let me on the air every day,
And
Monday
pay-
through
and
Friday
pay me
for
for
2
it.
hours and pay me for it and have me just do circus.
Idiots.
I'm like, really?
I hope they have a good FCC expense account.
Well, they had a guy who I guess a couple days before supposedly was Satan. And he had called in and talked to them. And I wanted to say so bad, you not only had him call in, he went ahead and gave him his own show.
Right? Yeah. And his name was Jiggy.
That's right. Oh, and I dropped all sorts of references to things. Israel kept referring to
How
different
poignant.
people as different
References to
things.
things and
And
stuff.
then I made some.
And words.
And I used all my
And-
stupid catchphrases like
Oh,
Blowfish
God.
and the Twine Factory.
Yeah,
and
Weasel.
I didn't use Skype.
Ferret.
I didn't use Skype or Rooney.
Thank God.
But
That would have been the turning point.
That's
That would have
coming.
been like, listen, I liked everything you said, but what the fuck is Skype or Rooney? Get the hell out of my office.
That's right. Get the hell out of here. So, I guess we got the gig.
Good job, dude. Congratulations. Proud of you, man.
Guess you got the jig.
I mean,
That's right.
I've been here since you were nothing, and you're still nothing. So, there you go. Good job, bro.
That's the way it is.
You are mediocre. No, but seriously, good for you, man. I'm really happy for you. I'm
That's
glad that
pretty
worked out. I was
awesome.
going to ask
I
you
am
about
absolutely amazed because
Now you have to
I
wear
went in there-
pants.
That too.
That fucking sucks.
I
Actual
went in
pants,
there.
not
I went in there
sweatpants.
with the idea we were going to do one show, and that was it.
One and done.
I thought that's why I had Jennifer Gruzeruski or whatever her last name is. I don't know what her last name is.
Close
That-
enough.
Yeah, that's it. I told her, I said, I need you to come down and take photos. And she's like, why? And I said, I got to have evidence this existed. Because this is only going to be one deal. They're only going to give me one shot. And when Nick McEwen was in there and he starts playing his guitar, and I said, Nick, now you do remember we are on AM radio today. And he's like, well, yeah. what do you think I'm gonna? And he goes, say. I'm like, oh.
That's funny.
So
I was actually April 1st was that day. My grandfather died on the 31st.
you're not having a good April either.
Dude, I haven't been having a good year or 9 months.
Oh well, that too.
But it was at his funeral, and
Yeah.
it was just really funny. We were talking about the same thing. Lost my train of thought.
Hey, that's fine.
Got
No,
it.
April 1st is when Buffy took off. April 1st was the day that my cousin Tylen got a divorce.
April
So-
Fools.
April's been a fun month. However, I mentioned something and I was pushing my luck with the sales guy. I'm like,
Right.
he's talking about billboards, he's talking about all sorts of shit. I'm just going to push my luck. I said, hey,
I'm gonna push my luck.
Uh,
What about $1 billion ad?
I told him, I said, hey, I've got money for a car, and I said, I'm in the process of getting a car, but I said,
Come buy it from me.
well, here's the thing.
Come buy it from me, you son of a bitch.
I said, is there any way that I could get a trade or something from one of the car dealers that are on the air? And he's like, well, I can't do a trade because if I did a trade, everybody in the building would want a new car. But he goes, I could probably get you a pretty good deal on something.
I can get you a better deal.
But then I thought about it and I'm like, fuck, Nate works at Enterprise.
Yeah, dude.
Starship Enterprise will beam you up.
Yeah. Call Enterprise. We'll fuck you up.
Uptown, fuck
Yeah.
you up.
You know, our motto is we'll pick you up, and customers will all say, "Don't you guys pick people up?" I go, yeah, that's our motto, but it's more of a figurative thing. Like, look great in those pants today. Or here's a cup of coffee.
Here's a cup of coffee.
Coffee pot is always on.
Pick you up. Yeah.
It's not literally always on
So
because
were
of fire code.
Were you about to invite
violations.
me on this show? Is that what's happening? Is that
That's
what Friday
what
was?
I was attempting to do.
Yeah!
On Friday,
High and fast with Nate Ball's happening.
we're going to be doing a thing called Music Friday or whatever.
Music
and
Friday?
We have somebody come in and talk about whatever show they're playing that weekend or whatever. And that's why we had Nick on.
Perfect.
Because Nick had a show that night at the Elbow Room.
Nice, dude. We got a show on Saturday too, so I'll be able to plug both shows. But plug those shows.
You know what I'd love to do at some point, and we're gonna
Have
try.
sex with two
we're
women.
gonna try. That would be awesome. But at this point, I've got Israel as the co-host, but I would love to do a thing where like one time a week, or maybe even pick a week and just do it all week. Have you come in and co-host with
That
us.
would be sick. Thank you, man. I'm honored by that. I appreciate
Because
it.
I'm literally gonna get. It's kind of like you open the door and you're like, everybody, come on,
Right.
in. Or like shut the door on us.
Well,
That's.
They get to see my mad
the whole
voiceover
goal.
skills, and then I'll make it famous after that, and then you can ride my coattails
Exactly.
because you gave me the opportunity.
That's right.
You got it, buddy.
Well,
Seriously
let's
though,
do this.
congratulations though,
This
wholeheartedly. I mean that.
this is gonna be a